So, a little bit of history about Joe, but now a little bit of history about myself. You know, this is my second tour of duty in the county legislature. I was first elected in the election of 1983. How many of you were not yet born? And certainly at that time, you know, I helped pioneer the acquisition of land for the county. The county park system was very small at that time, and it now is 63,000 acres. So, and included in that 63,000 acres is almost 200 built structures, many of which are on the National Register of Historic Places, are national treasures, and those buildings constitute a great treasure of our culture and who we are in this county. One of those buildings, and there's some people here from the Suffolk County Vanderbilt Museum, which was the first park in the park system, a gift to the people of the county by Willie K. Vanderbilt II in his will in 1944. And he left his estate to the people of the county. That was the seed around which we now have 63,000 acres. And the natural areas that are in that park system include some of the most ecologically significant property in the eastern United States. So it's worthy of, in my opinion, of coming back to the county and running again. These two collections, the historic collection and the natural area collection, needs some curation. I'm a museum person myself, and I believe that we should be working to enhance the mission of the Suffolk County Museum at the Vanderbilt and the other parts of the park system with our institutions of optimism. The museum is clearly one of those. Another institution of optimism is the Suffolk County Community College. I would love to see, and something I'm going to be working toward, is the possibility that we can have some curators who are faculty with the community college and also use the park system as a teaching platform to create opportunities for transferring the knowledge of our cultural treasures to the next generation and the next. So that's, I thought I'd mention right off the top here, that's one of the reasons I'm motivated to run again and to be in the county legislature. It's taken a long time to get there. And so that's one thing. Obviously, there are other things that I'm interested in. I think I should mention that you are enabling with your support, and I thank you all so very much for your support. One of those things is to protect the drinking water and the surface waters of the county. When I was in the state assembly, I left the county to go to the state assembly for 32 years. And during that time, I chaired the Committee on Environmental Conservation and sponsored legislation each year that sent money back to the county. Sent money to enable, well, clearly the park system. Some part of the county museum is funded through a hotel motel room fee. I sponsored that every 3 years. Now it's permanent. You're welcome. And it underwrites all of the possibilities for better understanding who we are as a people and how we got here and how we fit in to the panorama of history for our great county. But this county is very complicated, and the health department has the mission of protecting our drinking waters. We have a sole source. There's no water that comes to us through an underground river from Connecticut. Don't believe that. That's just not true. It's raining today, a little cold, but the aquifers are recharging. The aquifers are recharging. So what that means is that our sole source of drinking water is being replenished. And I am very pleased to be not only the sponsor in the Assembly, the original sponsor of what became a public referendum 2 years ago that passed with 72% of the vote to protect our clean water, but I also have the privilege now of serving on the 21-member panel at the county level that is entrusted with the responsibility of basically investing wisely the 1/8 of a penny of county sales tax that the voters approve. And we're going to do our best to make sure that we have an environment that we pass on to the next generation and the next that is sustainable. You know, it's an oceanic island that we live on, and we really need to have a sense of limit. Too much of the sprawl and overdevelopment that has occurred has been without that sense of self-consciousness. I'm going to do what I can at the county level to keep a sense of balance before us. So it will also generate a lot of jobs. There are a lot of people in the trades who we need to put to work in some of these public work projects. We're going to have billions of dollars to spend. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. I drafted a letter which was approved earlier today to be sent to the governor asking for a part of the $4.2 billion New York State Environmental Bond Act. Yes, I was the Assembly sponsor of that as well.
Yes.
And yet, that also passed the voters' approval in a public referendum. But we need to get our share of that, and basically to utilize our 1/8 of a penny as a challenge grant to the state to match us. And we should be able to double that money and really do a complete job of protecting our drinking water and surface waters. People are not going to come out here, and you know, our largest industry is tourism. They're not going to come here to look at the dead fish. We've got to keep our harbors clean, and that is a priority that I have as well. If you look at the county budget, a little more than 70% of it goes to public safety, keeping our county safe. And there are some members of the law enforcement who are here this evening. We salute you and thank you. And it was a privilege to advance both in committee and on the floor a bill to properly compensate you for putting your lives on the line every day. Thank you for that. So I'd be happy to go on, but you're probably getting the idea. I'm motivated. I'm passionate about the county. This is where I began. This is still where my heart is, and this is where my home is, along with all of you who live here and invest yourselves every day into the well-being of our community. So thank you for your support. We're going to do our very best, always leave your campsite better than you found it. It's the old Boy Scout motto. I was a Boy Scout. And I'm going to do my very best to leave the campsite better than I find it.